I remember that day. The sunset strummed her brilliant tune across the darkening sky, throwing hues of golden orange, crimson red, and pastel pink through the window. The book in my hand was a candle flame, warming my palms. My father cued Rain Song upon the record player, and all was still aside from this angelic play of light and sound, for a moment at least. Then he took my hand, and we danced together in the dying of the sunset's glory. Our feet tracing a primal pattern across the carpet. This was a magical, golden bubble of time. These were the moments that defined the word nostalgia. A memory. A memory is a shimmering drop of nostalgic sunshine. The torch we all must hold.
There's a certain slant of light, winter afternoons, that oppresses, like the heft of cathedral tunes. When it comes, the landscape listens. Shadows hold their breath. When it goes, 'tis like the distance, on the look of death.
Am I blind? What the... How in the world did I get here? What is this place? Even in Buffalo, I never saw anything like this. It seems like the snow follows me wherever I go. Hey there, little guy. I guess wandering snow-covered wastelands gets to a little guy, huh? Where are you going? Wait a second. Can you speak? I wonder what strange stories you'd have to tell me if I could understand you. The cave looks like a good way out of the storm, but the entrance is blocked. I should find a way to open this door. Maybe there's a lock or something somewhere. What is that over there? Looks like some kind of weird ritual spot. The person in this scrambled image looks familiar. And these sounds, they seem to line up with the photo in some strange way. Maybe if I solve the puzzle, it'll make more sense. Whoa, it looks like solving the puzzle opened the door. And the man in this photo, I recognize him now. He's a philosopher that my dad loved, Paul Virilio. Virilio always talked about the ever-increasing speed of society, and these sounds seem to be speeding up. Maybe I should go back to the ice cave and see if I can go inside. But these odd noises are interesting. I could stay and listen to them for a moment too. Okay, what is that over there? It looks like there's something on it. How did this get here? This does not belong here. It was in my wallet. I know it was the last time I checked. What is going on? I was 14 when my father gave me our only family heirloom, Jimmy Page's guitar pick. He carried it in his wallet for 3 decades, stuffed between a picture of me and a signed photo of him with his Led Zeppelin idol. The 2 most important people in his life, he always joked. He folded it into my palm, this tiny triangle-shaped torch, days before his final breath escaped his body. I can still hear his voice in his music, pumping like the beat of his heart. These sounds are my birthright, and they've thrummed through my bloodstream like the tidal pulling of the moon. I'm definitely not in Buffalo anymore. What beautiful spheres these are. This is like nothing I've ever seen. The light around them, it's pulsating in time to the noises. It's like a society of shapes and songs. These spheres are making strange sounds, just like the last place. And there are a few more this time. I wish I could decipher what they were saying. I should go on, but something about this place is soothing. Maybe I should stay a moment and catch my breath. Everything is interconnected. The lights and the music and the otherworldly ice shapes. But where did it all come from? And why does the number of spheres keep growing? Another picture puzzle. The mechanism of this puzzle looks different from the first, however. Let's try it out and see who this photo is. Louise Nevelson. I saw some of her sculptures during my travels, and she's fascinated me ever since. Art is a living thing, she said, and I feel as though these pillars must be alive in some sense to react in this way. These pools of light and sounds, they are finite, just as I am. Yet it seems there are countless ways they can reconfigure themselves. I've seen many relics of my past and self in this world. But it is all fractured. Reflections of memories and dreamlike simulacra, all woven together with the thread of my strange life. Whatever mysteries the snowy land holds, it is my duty to discover. This world is made of me, after all. I must step into its facets, both terrifying and awe-inspiring. They are nothing new. Just me. Just me. From the deepest reaches of Earth to the highest heights we go, I guess. And now the sun has gone down, leaving me in darkness. The shadows held their breath the day my father's soul slipped away from his body. Life became a poor imitation of itself, a simulacrum of existence. I rode trains in the shape of silver bullets in Japan. I stood in awe of the glittering fuchsia sunsets over the Atlantic in Colombia. I climbed the misty mountains of my ancestors in China. I witnessed the dancing ribbons of the aurora borealis during the never-ending darkness of a Finland winter. And in Iceland, I saw the most powerful sight of all. A towering church whose single, haunting spire formed a staircase leading straight to heaven. This is how I found myself again. This is how I found a way out. My father told me stories of the Northern Lights. They were the spirits of our ancestors dancing across the skies, feet creating ribbons of light in their wake. In the great city in the sky, I imagine that he and I already tripped the light fantastic together, creating our own patterns with the otherworldly glow. Would you look at those spheres flying about? Perhaps they are like me, wandering about, trying to find their way in the world. Perhaps I need a key of some sort. All of the clues so far are related to my life, so this must be as well. Wait, what about my dad's guitar pick? Everything in this strange world seems like my life was its blueprint. I hope I can unravel some of these mysteries. My head is spinning. The only way out is through. I wonder what this place could be. Perhaps this room is the culmination of those voices I've heard. There are several of these unfamiliar pillars arrayed around the room. And maybe I should try to interact with one and see what happens. What is this darkness? All of the other portals have taken me into my past, but this is empty of anything like a memory. Or maybe not empty, just without visuals or sounds. But then, is it even a memory? I can smell the lushness of the flora and otherworldly perfume. And I feel the soft jungle dirt beneath my feet, but nothing else. It's like that saying, you forget what you want to remember and remember what you want to forget. If only I could see. But this space is locked tight, and I do not have the key to my own memories. Maybe it is for my own safety. I once spent a frozen and dark December in Finland. I became an animal, locked in the dark cave of my room, hiding away forever in a suspended hibernation that became deeper as the ice grew thicker. But one day, in the gloom of my own winter, a hymn made of pure light began to hum through my blood, as if calling me back from the darkness. When I followed it to its source, I stood in the town square, surrounded by the vibrating light of hundreds of human voices, all lifted together as one, the words of Sibelius, Finlandia, calling through Senate Square. My blood called back in response as the torchlight of sound filled me and overwhelmed me and swept me away from emptiness. This song and its sorrow, they remind me of that day when my fire burst again to flame. Oh yes, the rural landscapes of China. They were so starkly beautiful, especially compared to the rainbow-hued technological wonders of the modern cities there. I was so overwhelmed at the glitter and glow. It all felt futuristic, and yet not nearly as real as the slow and peaceful way of life in the countryside. This reminds me of a museum I came across in Japan, with an exhibit very similar to this pool. I was entranced by it for hours, imagining cherry blossoms falling onto the surface of the water until the sun said its bittersweet farewell, casting rose-gold hues upon the still and reflective pool. While I waited my train that night, the soothing noise of the train station around me became warped and surreal. I could no longer identify the difference between the music of the station and the music of my mind. Reality shifted and cracked like a shattered window pane, and I was untethered from its strangling hold for one blissful instant. There has to be an end to this walk into mystery. This place is woven of relics from my past, and yet I still have no idea what my purpose here is. All I have are wild guesses as to how these wonders formed. But this space is connected to me, somehow. There's too much of me in its warped sounds, blueprinted from my bones and sinew, sewn together with my veins and the fragile strings of my nerves. Is this the end? Or the beginning?